Okay, so we're going to start on our backs for this one. So if you come down into a supine position and just get comfortable on your back, you can have your eyes open, your eyes shut, whatever works for you. Think about finding a nice long straight spine, let your arms fall out to the side, or maybe even place one hand on your tummy and one hand on your chest. And we're going to bring our attention to our breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just start to be aware of how your body's feeling. Maybe scan from head to toe, check in with yourself. And whenever you're ready, I want you to take 3 deep breaths, drawing that breath deep down into the base of the stomach, feeling your stomach rise before your hand on your chest. Filling all the way up to the top of the collarbone, and then exhaling completely, blowing out through the mouth. Deep breath all the way in, feel that stomach rise first. Exhale out through the mouth. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then just slowly bring your knees in towards your chest and hug them with both arms and just gently rock from side to side. Enjoy that gentle massage on the lower back. And just begin to notice how that area is feeling. Taking your hands now on top of your knees, we're going to change those rocks into circles. So we're just going to push the knees out and around. They can be big, they can be small. We're going to go 3 times in one direction, just gently guiding the knees around with the hands if you want to. And then come all the way back to center and go 3 times in the other direction. Just start to notice how your hips are feeling. Notice how your lower back feels. Start to notice and check in with those areas of the body that we're working as we move through them. Bringing the knees all the way back to center now. Hold them with both hands again. And as we inhale, we're going to lift nose to knee, squeeze the abs, tuck tight, and then exhale to lower. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale to lower. Slowly bring yourself all the way up to seated. Finding yourself in a seated position on your mat. We're just going to inhale as we lift one arm up, reaching up tall, feel that extension in the side body, and then exhale as you reach over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale, reach over to the other side. Inhale back to center. We're just going to do 3 of these on each side, moving with your own breath in your own time. Last one each way. And then this time we're going to inhale as we come all the way back up to the top, and then exhale as we twist to look over our shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale twist to look over the other shoulder. Inhale back to center. We're going to do 3 of these each side, so just moving with your own breath in your own time. The last one each way. And then slowly come all the way back to center and make your way onto your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're finding ourselves in that tabletop position for 3 cat-cows. So we're going to inhale as we dip the tummy towards the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades together, look up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you round through the spine, pressing the ground away, pulling the shoulder blades apart and sucking the navel back and up. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. And then slowly come back to center. Taking the hands to the front 2 corners of the mat, tuck the toes and press up and back into your down facing dog position. And just slowly start to pedal out through the feet, alternating side to side, walking that dog. Think about finding that length in the spine as you reach your tailbone high towards the sky. And think about letting your neck hang loose from the shoulders. So just shake your head around. See if you can free it up. Pull the shoulder blades apart so you create breadth across that upper back. Create space. One more deep breath all the way in. And then as you exhale, start to walk the feet all the way towards the hands, coming into your Uttanasana forward fold. So this is the first one of the day. Really soften the knees, fold the chest over the thighs. Try and meet the chest towards the thighs. Crown of the head towards the floor, and we'll take that ragdoll variation, taking opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just gently rock from side to side. Use that exhale to help you fold deeper over those legs. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. From here we're going to come down into our crouch, so lifting the heels. As we inhale, come down into that squat position, bringing chest to thighs, nose to knees, and then exhale as you push up and back into that forward fold. Now focus on extending through the legs and finding that stretch down the backs of the hamstrings. Inhale to squat or crouch, exhale to fold. I'm going to do one more. Inhale to squat, exhale to fold. And then inhale as you come all the way up, extended Tadasana, reaching up high. Exhale, release the arms, interlace the hands, clasp the hands together, interlace the fingers, clasp the hands together, and you can churn through the wrists. Whilst we do this, we'll churn through the ankles as well. So option one, you can just draw circles with one foot. I'm going to go 10 rotations on one side, or you can take the toes to the floor and churn like so. When you've done 10 rotations on one leg, we're going to keep the hands going if you can, and then switch sides. So getting into the wrists and the ankles. And then when you've done 10 on both, just gently come back to center and find yourself in Tadasana at the front of the mat. So we're going to set ourselves up for a short mobility flow. We are going to go into Warrior 3 at the end of this, so a little bit of balance before we go into a kind of more challenging balance flow. So just take it nice and easy. If you lose your balance, feel free to kind of stabilize yourself or use a wall if you need to. And just see how you go. Don't push yourself too much this first time. So finding yourself in Tadasana, feet hip distance apart. Lift the toes, spread them, press the feet firmly into the ground. Engage through the legs, tuck that tailbone under, suck that navel back and in. Roll the shoulders back and down and think about lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, let the shoulders melt away from the ears. And then on the next inhale, we're going to lift the hands all the way up above the head, reaching up tall. Soften the knees, and as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and come all the way down into our Uttanasana forward fold. From here, we're going to take the hands on top of the feet. And as we inhale, we're going to slide the hands up the shins as we find a flat back tabletop position. So think about straightening the legs, hinging 90 degrees at the hips, and reaching the body forwards parallel to the floor, pulling the shoulders back and down, reaching through the crown of the head for that halfway lift. Stay nice and strong, engage that core, and then as you exhale, melt all the way back down. We're going to do 2 more of those for this first round. So inhale to lift, halfway, exhale to melt. One more time, inhale to lift, send those hips back, exhale to melt. Plant the hands on the floor, and we're going to take a big step back with the right foot into a low lunge. Dropping that back knee to the floor, reaching the heart forward. So making sure your knees stacked on top or behind of the ankle on that front leg. Reach the heart forwards, eye gaze forwards. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and if you need to go slightly wider with your legs for a sturdier base, we're going to take the hands off the floor. So feel free to shuffle out slightly. Inhale as you lift the hands up, finding yourself in a high or a crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, we're going to cactus the arms out to the side. So squeeze those shoulder blades together as if you're pinching a pencil between them. And then inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale, option to take the hands to the floor. We're going to pull back into half splits, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes, and stacking that right hip above that right knee. Option to take the hands back behind you, reaching nose towards toes. Inhale as you come back through into that low lunge. Press through the ground on that front leg. Feel that extension or stretch. in that hip flexor. And then exhale as you cactus the arms out to the side. Inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale, pull back into half splits. One more time all the way through. So inhale as you come back through into that low lunge. Lift the hands up, reach up tall. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side. Inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale as you pull back into half splits. Inhale, come through back into that low lunge. Step back to your down facing dog. And we're going to take a vinyasa. So take a moment here just to pedal out through the feet, release off those legs. And then when we're ready, we're going to go through that vinyasa. So as we inhale, we're going to roll forwards into a high plank. Stay nice and tight. Option to drop the knees. Exhale, low plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale as you press up to Sphinx or Cobra. Yogi's choice depending on how your lower back feels. Squeeze the glutes, point the toes, support that lower back, squeeze those inner thighs. And then as we exhale, we're going to tuck the toes and press back to our down facing dog. Right leg is now going to go high to the sky, 3-leg down facing dog, bending at the knee, option to take it through into a twist. Open up that hip, play with it, have a little wiggle, and then we can come through into a high lunge with that foot. So right foot steps through into a high lunge. So finding that nice stable base, going slightly wider if you want. We're going to inhale as we lift the hands up off the floor, reaching up tall, and then exhale as we sit down into that lunge. Go as deep as you feel comfortable today. We're going to bring the palms together, hands to heart, as we exhale, and come into a twisted lunge. So left elbow is going to come over the top of that right knee, and you're going to look up and over that right shoulder. Keep squeezing through the legs, keep engaging those legs for balance. And then as we exhale again, we're going to take that left hand back to the floor. Place it where your foot would probably go, and then inhale to lift and reach with your right hand up to the ceiling for revolved high lunge. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then release that hand to the floor, frame that foot. So from here, we can either go straight up into Warrior 3, or we can step slightly forwards, and then we're going to lift up into Warrior 3. So body is parallel to the floor, you're reaching your hands forwards. Option, Warrior 3 is just as much here with your toe balanced on the floor as it is here. So you can hinge at the hip and come back. If you want to come to that standing position first, and then come down into that position, you can. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and then inhale as you come all the way back up to the top of the mat again. Exhale as you find yourself back in Tadasana. Take a nice deep breath in, reset, catch your breath, shake out the legs a little bit, and then we're going to move over onto the other side. So finding yourself back in that Tadasana. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. And then when you're ready, inhale as you lift the hands all the way up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming all the way down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands come on top of the feet, and we're going to inhale as we lift into that halfway flat back tabletop position. And then exhale as we come back down. We're just going to do that once this time. This time, left foot is going to step back into that low lunge. Again, remember, if you need to go slightly wider with your stance for your balance, then feel free. Inhale as you lift the hands up off the floor, reaching up tall into that crescent lunge. Feel extension or stretch in the left hip flexor this time. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, activate those hands. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale, sweep back into half split. So straightening that front leg, stacking that left hip above that left knee, reaching nose towards toes. Pull up and back with that right hip. Inhale, come back through into that low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale to pull back into half splits. Inhale, come through into low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the side. Last time round, inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale, sweep back into half splits. From here, take the hands to the floor. Inhale, come through into that low lunge again. And then we're going to step back into our down facing dog. Take a moment there to just pedal out through the feet. And then we'll take another vinyasa. So you're inhaling as you roll through to high plank. Option to put the knees down, low plank, as you exhale. Inhale to press up to cobra or sphinx. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. From here, left foot goes high to the sky now. 3-leg down facing dog, bending at the knee. Option to take that twist, opening up that left hip flexor. And then we're going to swing that leg through, plant it between the hands. Help it there if you need to, finding yourself in high lunge. Remember, wider stance if you need to for your balance. Take a nice deep breath in as you lift the hands up high, reaching up tall, and then exhaling as you sink into that high lunge. Palms together, hands to heart, exhale, and bring that right elbow over to the opposite side of your left knee as you twist to look over your left shoulder. Inhale. Take a nice deep breath all the way in, keep pressing through that leg, and then exhale, right hand comes to the floor. Inhale to lift and reach with the left hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, release that left hand to the floor. Frame that front foot and either step up to standing or find yourself in that high lunge and lift and reach into warrior 3. See if you can catch your balance. Remember, option to place that toe on the floor or hold something nearby for support, and then hold here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale as we come all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, release the arms. Shake it all out and find yourself back at the front of your mat. So we're just going to go into our little warrior balance flow, which is really good for the legs, but also for stability and balance too. So we're going to start off in warrior 1 as our first position. So we're going to take a big step back with our right foot into that warrior 1. So imagine you've got train tracks running down your mat. The wider they are, the easier it is to balance. So I always go pretty wide. Back foot is down at a 45-degree angle. Hips are nice and square to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale as we lift the hands up, and then exhale as we come down into our warrior 1 position. Think about pulling those shoulder blades away. Think about squeezing those inner thighs, pressing through all 4 corners of your feet. As we exhale, right hand drops back to right leg. Inhale to lift and reach with the left hand, and we're coming back into reverse warrior. So you can just reach up taller if you want, or take a little back bend. Yogi's choice. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift back up to center. We're going to windmill the arms up and over, and we're going to come up into a single leg, either tuck, bringing the knee towards the chest, so that right knee comes up towards the chest, or you can drop the hand behind and come into dancer's pose, yogi's choice. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, if you don't rough up the mat underneath you, and then come all the way back to center, finding yourself back into Tadasana. We're going to inhale as we come all the way up into extended Tadasana, and then exhale as we come down into our Uttanasana forward fold. You're just going to shuffle that right foot slightly forwards in front of you, lifting the toes, flexing them up towards you, and then your option is to catch that toe with your hands, and you're going to lift up into hands big toe pose, or you can come up into that single leg tuck pose. From here, you're then going to send that leg back, finding yourself in warrior 3 as you exhale, and then we're going to inhale to come all the way back up to center, and then exhale, release. So we're going to just do the same on the other side, and hopefully I'm not going to get my mat roughed up underneath me. So finding yourself back into Tadasana at the front of your mat. This time, left leg goes back for that warrior 1. So finding yourself in that warrior 1 pose, hips square to the front of the mat, back foot down to a 45-degree angle. Inhale to lift the hands up, exhale to sink into that lunge. So just check that your knee is not shooting past your ankle. You can do this by just glancing down and see if you can see your big toe. If you can't, then your knee's probably over your ankle. Pull those shoulders back and down. Think about pressing through the feet, really squeeze those inner thighs, squeeze those glutes. Try and find that vertical torso. Exhale, left hand goes back down onto the back leg. Inhale to lift and reach with the right hand, and then exhale as you come back into reverse warrior. Yogi's choice. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then we're windmilling the arms up and over as we inhale, and coming through either into that tuck or catching that foot for dancer's pose on the other side. Find your balance, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to inhale. If you can, lift the knee back up into tuck, and then exhale as we come down. You can straighten the leg out in front of you, flexing the toes back towards you, setting yourself up for that forward fold. Hooking the fingers around the big toe, or bringing that knee again for that knee to chest pose, yogi's choice. We're going to inhale as we lift up into hand to big toe pose, or knee to chest, yogi's choice. And then exhale as we send everything back into warrior 3. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and then inhale to lift. Exhale, reset into Dasana. And we're going to slowly work our way down to the mat or to the floor so that we can finish with some nice restorative stretches. So from here, we're going to inhale as we lift up high, extended Tadasana. Exhale as we come down into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Option now to take that ragdoll variation, or if you fancy a reverse arm stretch today, take the hands back behind you, interlace the fingers, clasp the hands together, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then as you inhale, lift the hands up above towards the ceiling, pulling them away from your back for that reverse arm stretch. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, release the hands to the floor. Walk the feet all the way to the back of the mat. Come down onto your knees and find yourself in child's pose. Extending the hands out forwards, reaching forwards, take a nice deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, walk the hands all the way over to the right. Feel that stretch in the left side body. Take 2 deep breaths. After that second deep breath, exhale completely, and then inhale as you walk the hands all the way back to the front of the mat. Exhale as you walk the hands all the way over to the left side of the mat. Feel the stretch in the right side of the body. Take 2 more deep breaths. Exhale completely. And then slowly walk the hands all the way back to the front of the mat. Come up onto the hands and knees. Tuck the toes, and we're going to come into pigeon pose. So we're going to press back into our down facing dog to begin with. Right leg is going to go high to the sky, 3-leg down facing dog, and then you're going to bend at the knee and bring that knee through behind the right hand or wrist. Sliding the left leg back. You're going to find yourself in that upright pigeon position. So if you're here, that's absolutely fine. What I want you to focus on is keeping the hips nice and square to the ground, rather than rolling over onto the sit bone of that bent leg in front of you. So find yourself wherever is comfortable for you. You're aiming to get the hip bone down and the sit bone to the floor, and then you can slowly start to press into the ground. Feel that stretch in that hip flexor of that back leg, and work here if you want to, or if you need to get deeper into that front glute, walk the hands forwards for sleeping pigeon. And we're going to rest wherever you're at for 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come all the way back up. Hands under shoulders. Tuck the toes, step back to down facing dog and scissor over the legs. So we're taking that left leg high to the sky now. Bend at the knee and then bring that knee through behind that left wrist. Slide the right leg back and find yourself in that upright pigeon, wherever that is for you. Remember, try and get those hips nice and level. Really work hard to pull that right hip down towards the heel. And then slide that left leg back. Take a nice deep breath in, press the ground away, feel that stretch in that right hip flexor this time. And then as you exhale, if you want to stay here, feel free to work into that front leg, or come all the way down into the glute and find yourself in reclined or sleeping pigeon. Take 3 more deep breaths. Exhale completely, and and then slowly inhale as you come all the way back up into that seated pigeon position. Take the hands back underneath the shoulders, tap the toes. And we're going to swivel around. So keep that front leg bent. We're going to swivel that right leg around out to the side and find ourselves in half head to knee pose. So sole of the left foot is in against the inner right thigh. Right leg is extended out to the side of you, flexing the toes back towards you. Square the body off to that leg. Inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale as you fold forwards over that leg. Think about bringing chest towards thigh first, and then allowing the head to drop towards the knee. Hold here for 5 deep breaths. Two more deep breaths to go. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up. From here, you're going to take that right foot up and over, taking it over the top of that left knee and placing it on the floor. Option to keep that left leg bent or extend it out from underneath you for half Lord of the Fishes. Twist your tummy in towards your thigh, catch your left hand around your right knee. Inhale to lift, exhale as you look over that right shoulder. Hold here for 3 deep breaths. Exhale completely, unravel yourself, extend that right leg now out in front of you. We're going to then we're going to take the right foot, sole of the foot, in towards the inner left thigh. You can take that left leg off to the side slightly, flex the toes back towards you, and then we're going to inhale to lift and reach, exhale as we fold forwards over that left leg. 5 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way back up seated. Taking that left foot now up and over that right knee. Either extend that leg out from underneath you. If you can't, get both sit bones to the floor. And then we're going to twist tummy into thigh. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale as you look over that left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. 2 more deep breaths. Exhale completely. And then slowly bring both legs out in front of you, unravel yourself. Come down onto your back, bring your knees in towards your chest, hug them with both arms, rock from side to side. Enjoy that gentle massage on that lower back. Take a nice deep breath all the way in as you come to still, breathing in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Take a moment now to just acknowledge how the body's feeling. Acknowledge your practice. Acknowledge this present moment. And then whenever you're ready, slowly make your way all the way back up to seated, finding yourself in the center of your mat for the final time. We're going to take a nice deep breath all the way in as we lift the hands up above the head, palms together at the top. And as we exhale, bringing the hands all the way down to the forehead. Kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.